Surely he will be on the draw. I don't think his deck is very aggressive. He chose to play. Alright, well, I like this hand on the draw, so we will not mulligan. And he is already mulliganed to 6, so once again he will be a card behind. Good for us. We do need to find a 4th land at some point, but I like the way this is lining up. Because we're going to get Suture Priest down, and that'll be pretty good, and Inquisitor Exarch is going to get us. Probably. Since we killed him with Infect, I doubt he would, gain life. I mean, we're not Infect, but he doesn't know that. Okay. So, Suture Priest will hopefully buy us a little time. Assuming he doesn't have, like, Contagion Clasp or whatever. He could be playing blue for, like, Vapor Snags and things of that nature. We get to do our little Phyrexian Rager trick, where we lose a life, then gain a life. And that's pretty sweet right there. Nobody likes to lose life to Phyrexian Rager. I wish the lose life was a May ability. Alright, he's stuck on 2 lands. We're going to follow up with... Ooh, not stuck on 2 lands anymore. Sure, I'll trade this for whatever's in his hand. Mutagenic Growth or whatever. Okay, that's fine. Absolutely fine. Priests of Norn. I do wish to use the ability, as it turns out. So now I can play Pith Driller, which pretty much shuts him down. Or I can play Dross Ripper. I just don't know how big a deal this is going to be. Or I could play Master Splicer and just kind of bash past it. But then if he has any artifact removal, like a Revoke Existence, it goes at my Golem. Let's play the Dross Ripper and gain a life. That should draw out any, tempo-based removal he has. And the next turn we can attack for 3. He won't block with the Priests because we can pump and kill the Priests of Norn. And, okay. Then we can just play something. Ooh, Crusader's a good one. Battle here. I don't think he has any good blocks. Oh, he's going to make us spend our mana? Sure. Maybe he has another trick. Well, if he does, there's not much we can do about it. Okay. We are more than fine with that sequence of plays because our hand is just busted. And unless he spends a removal spell on the Suture Priest, then anything he plays is going to cost him life, and anything we play is going to gain us life. And Red Sun Zenith is absurd. Let's attack first. And we're going to drop the Master Splicer, gain 2 life. Next turn, hopefully, you have Necropouncer. Yeah, I feel bad for this guy because he really just didn't draw very well. And we're going to hold up the trick that we know he's seen, which is Virulent Wound. Right? Didn't we Virulent Wound something? The first game? It's all starting to run together. You could Banishment Decree this, and that would be, like, fine. If you have 5 mana removal spell. Okay, so we can play Pristine Talisman and then battle. Alright, what are we going to do on this turn? He could have, like, the Spire Monitor we passed. I tell you what, I'm just going to play this. And then attack. And then if he has Spire Monitor or Banishment Decree, we'll just play accordingly. Pretty sure this is Spire Monitor. I can't imagine that he wouldn't have something. Could be Banishment Decree. It'd be good on the Golem, I suppose. Quicksilver Geyser. That's actually really good, because I can't really replay either of those. Alright. Well, I think we're still pretty far ahead here. We can definitely play the Necropouncer next turn. A lot of his tempo effects like Banishment Decree won't help him. Yeah, I'll have him lose 1 life, sure. This deck is turning out to be pretty solid. Yes. So we can, man, we just have all sorts of options now. We can play Necropouncer and bash with it. But that gives them a turn to use the Soul Eater on one of our guys. We could Revoke Existence the Soul Eater. But I think that's an inferior play to just burning the Impure, because we want to save this for Steel Hellkite if we can. And then we just play Phyrexian Crusader. Or we could burn the Impure and then replay Drawstripper. And that's a little better use of our mana, because it's also better use of our tempo, because the we're on the beatdown right now, and the Phyrexian Crusader is not going to help because it does infect damage. If we were behind on board, I think we would go ahead and play the Crusader to block, but we need to be finishing this game. Hopefully he just taps out for Steel Hellkite here, and we just get him. I mean, it's not like there's anything else he can do. Corrupted Conscience, eh? Alright. So now we've got a series of plays we can make. We can Revoke Existence the Corrupted Conscience, and then just try to save Red Sun Zenith for Hellkite, because we have enough mana to Red Suns for 5. I think that's good. Because just as much of a blowout, just as Mind Control is a huge blowout because it's like removal and you getting a creature, disenchanting Mind Control is also a pretty nutso blowout. So be careful to target the Conscience and not the Ripper. And with only 5 mana, I think we're just gonna have to settle for getting him for 2. And actually, even if he has Steel Hellkite, I think we're in reasonable shape. I'm not going to play the Crusader, because the only thing I could really lose to here is like Phyrexian Rebirth, and I just don't want to have to deal with that. Okay, so Sylvok Lifestaff. He could have Banishment Decree, so like I don't want to go all in here. He could also have like Fuel for the Cause, because we passed a couple of those. I don't see any way that Necropouncer or that Sylvok Lifestaff is better than Necropouncer though, as a play. Like I guess it lets us get in with more guys, but it doesn't really, because we're just gonna gain a life for this. I think he's just kind of trapped because he can't really play a whole lot of guys, and he probably just isn't drawing very well. I mean, he's mulliganed both games, and we've just had plenty of time to draw cards and set up our suite of answers. I mean, we have even more answers in our hand to anything he could possibly play. So, Mere Battlesphere would actually kill him, which is funny, because I don't think you can choose to not get the tokens. So. And Necropouncer is really good because it can go on any of the guys and just get him. I don't think there's any play that saves him from the Red Sun Zenith in our hand, but we've yet to cast the Red Sun Zenith, and I don't think it's super greedy to... he targeted Blinding Soul Eater and Blinding Soul Eater. Why didn't he get the Exarch? That's an interesting move. I probably just misclicked. It happens all the time. I think I will use the ability. And now he's done. Okay, so we didn't have to show the Red Sun Zenith, and we didn't have to show the Pith Driller, which we have also not cast. So even if our opponent watches our replays, we have the advantage of 2 pretty significant cards that he has not seen. And we'll be